Hello friends, and welcome to yet another very exciting edition of Relaunch, an initiative brought to you by the PGDM DLP division of Wellinker College. My name is RelianceFresh01, and today I'm in conversation with a personality who needs no formal introduction to the retail world in India. The retail industry in India has been growing leaps and bounds over the last decade, and more so in the last couple of years with intense competition. How do you get your brand ahead? How do you create value for your consumers? There's a lot to be learned in this very knowledgeable conversation with Mr. Damodar Mall, the CEO of Reliance Retail. Hello sir, and thank you so much for joining us at Relaunch.
Thank you.
Well, we know a lot about Mr. Damodar Mall. In fact, I'd like to let you know that he is also the ex-director of Integrated Food Strategy at Future Group, was a part of Kishore Biyani's core strategy team, and he writes an invitation blog for Forbes India on consumer behavior and modernizing retail. Well, we'll get to conversation right away. And sir, you have a very interesting personality. In fact, going through your bio, I read here that you finished your engineering in 1984, and from there to being a CEO of $1 billion company. How has the journey been so far, sir?
Well, we call it a journey when we look at it in hindsight, but the journey is always traveled one stage at a time, one step at a time. So there isn't a big strategy with which one begins. So at every stage I kept doing what interested me.
All right.
And here I am doing my current thing of interest, which is running the supermarket business at RelianceFresh.
Oh, that's fantastic, sir. And we'd like to know, sir, that how well informed were you of wanting to do an MBA back then, considering there was an immense amount of awareness among students and the parent community now. But what was it like back then?
It wasn't very different. It was a natural thing to do at that stage. You finish your base qualification from a premium institution,
right,
and then you go on to complete business management. I think the more interesting thing that happens today, and I wish I had done it in that way, is that after doing your engineering or your graduation in any stream, you go on to work for some time,
right,
for a couple of years, 2-3 years, and then come and do the business management. I think that's a smarter way of doing it, and I see lots of people actually making that choice. I wish I had done the same back then.
All right, sir. But we'd like to know, from being an engineer and then doing an MBA and then afterwards joining as a brand manager in Hindustan Unilever Limited, that's a rare combination. So how did you pursue this journey rather than get into engineering as your core?
At a place like Unilever or any other, right, you will find this combination. Aspire to work in the smartest of places. I think that is the way I look at it. And if you want to be in general management, the field of study, the field of first set of work that you do becomes secondary in a long career span. I think
Absolutely.
Being flexible is a better...
Well, an interesting journey so far, sir. And then you were also the co-founder of DMart. So
yes.
How did that happen?
Oh, that's a fun story. At Unilever, as a young brand manager, I was sent to Brazil on a project. And that's the first time I saw self-service retail like this happening in an emerging market.
All right.
Otherwise, in the earlier visits, one always thought that this happens in Europe and US, and it's not for places like India. It's in Sao Paulo in Brazil that I figured that simple people from emerging markets also enjoy, and you can have viable supermarkets for them. And then I came back and as a young and naive brand manager, proposed it to my company that maybe Unilever in India should have supermarkets and succeed, because we are the largest consumer company in any case. So that's how it began, and the whole idea stayed with me. I developed the concept and started by doing what legendary retailer like Sam Walton had done, which is start with a franchise of an existing retailer, learn the game, and then evolve something that becomes a DMart over a period of time. Yeah,
a fantastic story.
I think I've been, and I say this in my book, I've been doubly fortunate that in walking stores and learning with two people, Kishore Biyani and R.K. Damani, both of whom, one thing very clear and common is they need no precedence, right, and their feedback they take only from their customers, And even if it's not the done thing in that industry or in some part of the world, they really don't care.
Right.
So working alongside Kishore Biyani and morphing into different roles that he chose for me over a period of time and enjoying it at the same time was really a good ride that I had at Big Bazaar, at Food Bazaar, and the entire food strategy at Future.
Right, sir. And now finally you're heading Reliance Retail. So what is it like over here, sir?
Well, Reliance, the short word for Reliance is leadership.
Right.
And it is no different when it comes to running retail business. I think the whole, it's a very large market that we service, which is India. And it's going to get only multiplied, it's going to get double its size in the next 5-6 years all over again.
Right.
I think having the appetite for scale, having the engineering that is required to service such a large opportunity, I think that's the fun, that's the enjoyment part of what I'm doing at Reliance Retail.
Wow, fantastic, sir.
I don't know. I think it was a mistake that I was given that award.
That's being intensely modest, sir.
Yeah. Well, it's a small industry, and it's always fun to know that your own peer group recognizes you and believe you made a difference to the progress of the industry during its nascent journey of 15 to 20 years, I think.
Wow, fantastic, sir. And Supermarket Wala, The Secrets to Winning Consumer India is a book written by you, which is very well recognized in the retail domain. So how did this idea of writing a book come to you?
Like most things that I have done and I acknowledge, one thing just leads to the other and it happens. So I'm a grocer. Yeah, my people say that my name tells that I'm born to be a grocer. So that's what I do for a living. Some people told me, some friends told me that, no, I have an original point of view about the consumer in India and why modern retail should run and succeed in India. And I should share it with others. So I started writing an invitation blog for Forbes India.
All right.
I thought blog is all I could manage. So somehow it got attention. There's a lot of interaction on the Forbes platform. And one day, someone unknown to me, someone who's editor with Penguin Random House, came to meet me and said, "It's not a blog in there. There is a book inside it. Why don't you sign on to the contract?" So it just happened like that. I said, "I can't write a book." She said, "Just sign on, and after that we'll see." So yeah, you do have, because somebody believed in what I had to say. You have Supermarket Wala, The Secrets of
It's been a fantastic
Consumer
book, inspiring
India.
many. So.
Yeah, thank you.
Now I see that book in your hand, so if I can just have a look at it.
Sure.
So well,
that's the Supermarket
Wala. The Supermarket Wala, Secrets to Winning Consumer India, the very same book that we had spoken about, sir. So if you could in brief tell us about this book, sir.
I believe Indian market is not just an emerging market, but it's an asserting market.
Right.
The customer will have her way. And if you practice the skill of learning to be what I call a Supermarket Wala, which is learn from observation, learn from working with the consumer in the center, I think your learning cost and the cost of errors that businesses make, whether it's consumer product businesses or consumer service businesses like retail, that goes down. And that's why I say a bunch of secrets of this kind, and the habit of being a Supermarket Wala is the secret of winning consumer India.
Oh,
and that's what is here in small little 30 chapters, bite-sized chapters, that's what it is.
Right, sir. And this book is available in retail bookstores, sir?
Oh, everywhere.
Everywhere. So please make sure
including e-tail bookstores, yeah.
Absolutely. So please make sure you grab a copy of this book.